Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Senior Dr. Wika Siong, Transport Minister, Yang Bahagia Dr. Azlan Shah Al-Bakri, Director General dan Public Transport Agency, Yang Bahagia Dr. Muhammad Zarif Hashim, Chief Executive Officer, Mass Rapid Transit Corporation Sdn Bhd, Yang Bahagia Dr. Sri Darwis Abdul Razak, Chief Executive Officer, Malaysia Rail Link Sdn Bhd, Yang Berusaha Tuan Wan Muhammad Ashraf Wan Saleh, the Undersecretary to the Land Division, Ministry of Transport, Yang Berusaha Tuan Muhammad Azharuddin Matsal, President and Group Chief Executive Officer, Prasarana Malaysia Berhad, Yang Berusaha Tuan Muhammad Zain Taha, Chief Operating Officer, Kereta Api Padang Melayu Berhad, distinguished guests, esteemed media friends, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good afternoon. Thank you all for joining us today for the MRT3 Circle Line Project Media Conference. Early this month, the government had announced the approval for the implementation of the MRT3 Circle Line Project, the third and final line to complete the Klang Valley MRT project. To explain more on this, I'd like to invite MRT Corp Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Muhammad Zarif Hashim, to deliver his opening remarks, followed by his presentation on the MRT Circle Line project. Welcome, Dr.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good afternoon, and may God bless all of us and guide us to the right path. I would like to thank you very much for coming today. I would like to say also our thanks specifically to the YB Minister of Transport, Dr. Wika Siong, CEOs of fellow JLCs from ECRL, Dr. Sri Darwis, from Prasarana, Encik Azharuddin, and also Chief Operating Officer of KTMB, Encik Zain. Thank you very much for being here today. And thank you also to the members of the media for being here today. Let's start our briefing. Okay, if you all can recall, back in April last year, we shared with you the attributes of MRT3. We have outlined to you, the media as well as the members of the industry, how we want MRT3 to be designed, how we want it to be done. If you can also recall back in April 2021, we said MRT3 is not just a construction project. As a matter of fact, it's more than a construction project. And I have explained to you last year that MRT3 has all other elements, which I will also recap later. We also intend to join forces with the industry. We know that this is a massive program. We don't intend to do everything by ourselves. As a matter of fact, we are looking at working together with so many partners in the industry and join forces with those who want to embark on this journey. And as a result, we hope along the way, our MRT3 project will also uplift the social economy for the rakyat. This is what we have said back in April last year. We also mentioned that we are looking at affordable homes program along the corridor of MRT3. Look at ways and means to also solve some of the social economic problems that we have today. Try to encourage more affordable homes around our corridor. Other than that, we are also looking at ways to regenerate the city of Kuala Lumpur. We want to catalyze the TOD as well as urban regeneration. And above all, it is an economic development program. It is not purely a construction. It is also an economic development program where we want to make sure that the supply chain is well distributed throughout the whole country. We want to make sure that we emphasize on the use of local suppliers. We also want to make sure that we give more priority to local technologies. And last but not least, we also want to make sure that we develop the local enterprises. One of the ways to do that is for us to emphasize construction manufacturing. In this case, we would like to emphasize more on the IBS, as well as, again, encourage the use of BIM. Last year, we also mentioned that we want to make sure that MRT3 is a platform where we can develop highly skilled locals. We want to make sure that we can encourage Malaysians to be involved in construction projects and to make sure that we reduce dependency on foreign labor. So, because of that, we are going to put heavy emphasis on local industry development. At the end of the day, after we complete MRT3 project, we hope to grow several regional champions. Several regional champions that flies our Malaysian flag to compete beyond our shores. That's what we hope to deliver residual values that will be very long lasting. These are the attributes that we already mentioned and shared with the public and you a year ago. And at the end of the presentation a year ago, we also showed you one slide to give you an options, basically several options actually, on the possible and permutation of MRT3 alignment. I'm going to share with you today the finalized alignment. So after almost 1 year later, we are ready here to share with you. We took into account of those what we said last year. We planned MRT3 to be a holistic project that is based on 8 principles that define the MRT3 blueprint. Among the 8, first, we want to make sure that MRT3 goes to underserved areas and prepare Kuala Lumpur for the PTKL 2040. PTKL stands from the Local Authority Plan 2040. We also want to make sure that we spur urban regeneration along the alignment. We want to make sure that we establish new multimodal transit hub in the north of KL city centre. We want to make sure that we open access for inner Ampang Jaya residents and populations. And number 5, we hope to enhance the local technologies and export innovation, develop skilled Malaysian workforce to compete overseas, incorporate private sector funding as well as non-government sources of payment, and distribute economic growth to build regional champions. So what we have done so far over the past 1 year, we have taken into account what we have said since April 2021. We have further formulated the blueprint based on those attributes, and we have come up with 8 principles that we would like to share with you moving forward. For today, I would like to share with you only the first one, which is how MRT3 would complete the transit network in Kuala Lumpur, how MRT3 would be interchanged with the other rail transport network in Kuala Lumpur. So today we are only going to cover the first topic. We're going to cover the rest of the topics in a series of discussion as well as briefings later. As you can appreciate that this is a massive project, it is actually a change management program. As part of the change management program, we need to take through all the stakeholders, stage by stage, in order to make sure that everyone can understand our blueprint. So bear with us. It's a change management program that we need to go through. It's a massive change management program that not only involves MRT5 but also involves a lot of people in the industry as well as outside the industries. So we have to explain this step by step in a series of discussions and workshops moving forward. MRT3, as you know, is a circle line. It's the final piece of connectivity in KL Transport Master Plan to assist movement of people throughout the existing LRT, MRT, as well as KTM commuter lines. If from the map, you can see there are spots, there are pockets of area which is still not served by any rail transport systems. So therefore, areas like Segambut Dalam, Setapak, and part of Pandan will be covered in MRT3. The alignment was also designed to support the policy to reduce on-the-road cars as per PTK 2040, backed by enough car park and ride facilities. When we choose this alignment, it has gone through many iterations, and every single dot, every single station has its purpose. One of the big objectives is to make sure that it supports the policy of the future to reduce congestion on the road. That's the reason, if you can see from the map, we have picked Titi Wangsa as a super hub within our MRT3 circle line. And you can see also that we are going to cover area like Pandan, Old Klang Road, Segambut Dalam. We hope that with this, we can rejuvenate these areas, and it will be the car park and ride facilities as we move forward to achieve our green objective for Kuala Lumpur. If you look at the schematic diagram, this is a draft schematic diagram of how MRT3, in this case is a circle line, okay, depicted by the black color. You can see that this is the entire transport network in Klang Valley, including the future of LRT3 as well as MRT Putrajaya line. You can see the line traverses all the way to Klang and Seremban. This is how MRT3 will fit in as a center, as a core of the entire transport network. If you were to zoom in, you can see the interchanges that MRT3 will provide to connect to other 8 radial lines. At this moment, I would like to share with you some of the attributes of MRT3. The length will be around 40.8 kilometers, consists of elevated as well as underground components. Okay. The underground component will be around 10.7 kilometers long. 31 number of stations, 24 on the elevated section and 7 underground. On top of the 31, we are also planning for 2 provisional stations. And if we were to develop the 2, the total number of stations would be 33. Interchanges, looking at 10 stations, okay, 2 connectivity with MRT Kajang line, 2 connectivity with Putrajaya line, 2 connectivity with LRT Kelana Jaya line, 3 connectivities with LRT Ampang line, 1 with monorail, 2 with KTM commuter, and 1 with city bus. We are planning to have 15 park and ride facilities that provide 11,650 parking bays. As far as the construction cost is concerned, as a guide, cost is similar to MRT Putrajaya line. As you already know, MRT Putrajaya line cost is around Ringgit Malaysia 31 billion, and we also expect MRT3 circle line to be around the same figure. However, the final cost will be subject to open tender exercise. We are looking at MRT circle line to be open in 2 phases, with phase 1 in as early as 2028. Of course, it's subject to land acquisition process. And the phase 2 will be in 2030. So ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned just now, we will continue to explain and brief the members of the media as well as public and all the interested stakeholders about the MRT3 blueprint in future series of briefings. There are more to come. For now, we would like to share with you the plan for seamless mobility and enhanced user experience. We hope to achieve this enhanced user experience in the next 8 years, and we will be talking about interchanges with the other rail network and digitalization initiative and travel acts. For now, I would like to invite my colleague, Encik Zain, to come forward to also share his ideas from KTM perspective. Zain.
Thank you, Dr. Dik. Yang berbahagia Datuk Seri Komunikasi Minister Transport Malaysia, Datuk Awis from ECRL, Cik Asaluddin from Pasaran Datuk. Okay, basically as mentioned by Dr. Zaris just now, okay, you can see that from the map here, the blue lines across the KL City Centre is a commuter line, and then towards to the below, down south is the line to Labang Klang, and then this one is to the south to the Seremban up to Sungai Gadut in Negeri Sembilan, and then this one is the northern line up to Tanjung Malik for commuter, and then the rest going up straight to northern state of Malaysia up to Padang Besar in Perlis. So at the junction here is the location of KL Central, so the hub of the transport in Kuala Lumpur, consisting of the LRT, monorail, and also ECRL to the airport. Okay, and then at the same time we got the connectivity to MRT1, now operate at Museum Negara. So, talking about the integration and interchange railway station with KTM commuter and also KTM ETS, you can see that there is a 3 proposed location for MRT station that come across with the KTM commuter or KTM lines. The first one is at Jalan Kuching here. In fact, this is the new station serving for the area for the modern services by KTMB, i.e. for the commuter and also the ETS services. Okay, the second connection is at Pantai Dalam, just beside our MPE, Express Highway. This one is serving for the southern sector, eastern sector to the Poklang. And then another one is at Salak South. Salak South is not merely an integrated station, but it can be connected by a footbridge. You can see from the next slide. Okay. So talking about the benefit for both KTM and also MRT3 that can gain from this integration. So as we can see here, Jalan Kuching station is actually a new station to be developed, to be constructed together with this line from KTMB and then the attachment of this MRT3 line. Even though the up north of this proposed station is about 1.67 kilometer is Gambut station, and also the Putra station at the south of this alignment, about 2.23 kilometer. But we can foresee that with the construction and also the vicinity of the area, which consists of the small factories, residential area, and also commercial area, so we can say that is highly potential for both MRT3 and KTMB services to be increased. Then we estimate that KTMB can gain up to 1,000 passengers per day for these stations. The second integration is at Pantai Dalam. So we also estimated that with the current numbers of 980 passengers per day serving from utilizing the station at Pantai Dalam, so we can see that nearly up to 10% increase in passenger if we connected with MRT3 at these stations. Similar to the Seremban line, even though it's quite a distance, a little bit, about 100 or 200 meters away, but with the construction of pedestrian overhead bridge connecting with two stations, MRT and KTM at Salak Selatan, with the current estimate averagely about 500 passengers per day, we can increase up to 800 passengers per day. So, what is actually the benefit that we can gain from this integrated station? So you can see that some of the reason why we support the development is KTM commuter and ETS also can expand the connectivity, especially for the city area, and then where the area that not served by KTM commuter. Okay. The secondly is the movement, diversion of passenger traffic, which now, if they want to move or travel beyond or outside Kuala Lumpur area, so they have to concentrate at one location, especially at KS Central. So now, with this new location as Jalan Kuching, so we can develop a new passenger hub, so that the passenger outskirts of city center of Kuala Lumpur can utilize this Jalan Kuching station via MRT, and then joining the ETS train at Jalan Kuching to go up north to Penang and also to Tamanasa. So at the same time, we can ease the congestion at city center to this movement. With the development of TOD at certain station at MRT location, so we also can gain the increase in the population. So for sure, so we increase the mode of travel of public transport. And then lastly, you can see that with the integrated station concept, the mobility of the passenger will be increased, and then there is a seamless of movement of passenger throughout their destination. So that's all from KTMB, and I hand over to Dr. Sri. Thank you.
Terima kasih Encik Zain, Berhormat Datuk Sri Minister, my fellow colleagues, CEOs, members of the media, and ladies and gentlemen. Just a quick update from ECRL. So before I go to the connectivity between ECRL and LRT, so let me just give you some overview about our update on the construction stage and all that. As you can see from the slide, we have section A, B, and C. So construction is divided into three major sections, A, B, and C. Section A is basically coming from all the way from Kota Baru to Dumun, which has about 210 kilometers altogether. The percentage completion for section A at the moment is about 17.8%. Section B is basically from Dumun to Temerloh. Yeah? So we have about 250 kilometers altogether. At the moment, the construction stage is about 38.3%, and section C actually all the way coming from Temerloh to ITT Gombak, and eventually goes up north to Serenda and will end at Jalan Kastam. And at Jalan Kastam there will be direct connectivity to Westport as well as Northport. So the total length for section C is about 203 kilometers. At the moment, section C has, the completion stage at the moment is only about 6.62%. As you are well aware also, the construction period completion date for ECRL, we have sectional completion. The sectional completion means there will be two completion dates. Completion date number one would be December 2026, where the connection from all the way from section A in Kota Baru, section B until Temerloh, goes up until Temerloh. So basically the whole section, section A and B, and section C, some part of section C. For your kind information also, section C is divided into two sections, section C1 and section C2. Section C1 is basically all the way from Temerloh to ITT Gombak, which all will be completed. So A, B, and C1 will be completed in December 2026, and C2 from Gombak to Port Klang through Serenda will be completed by December 2027. As you can see also, the overall progress completion for ECRL at the moment is about 27.82%. And of course, as far as the component of the grid tunnel and bridges, as you can see from the slide, so we have about 61 kilometers of tunnels, including the longest tunnel of 16.39%, 66 kilometer, which is located at the Betong from Genting to Gombak when the project completed later. Next slide, I'm going to talk about the rail network schematic between ECRL, KTMB, LRT, and MRT. As you can see, we're going to have four major interchanges for ECRL station. We have three with KTMB, one in Temerloh, second would be in Serenda. So the third one would be in Jalan Kastam. So this is where our interchange with KTMB. And of course, the important one for the passenger would be in ITT Gombak. In ITT Gombak, where actually it will be connected with LRT Kelana Jaya line for passenger service only. And the final part would be, this is the future passenger journey with rail, as you can see there. So we have, I think we have highlighted many times, as far as the journey time from Kota Baru to ITT Gombak will take about 4 hours. So Kota Baru will be the capital station of Kelantan, Kota Terengganu will be the capital station of Terengganu, Kota Sas is the capital station for Pahang, and we're going to have definitely in ITT Gombak. So the entire journey will take you from Kota Baru to ITT Gombak will be about 4 hours. And then as you can see also, the second row there, Kota Baru, Kelantan to Batu Penang, so passenger can actually take a train from Kota Baru and stop at Serenda Baru, and they can actually take a KTM or ETS, go to the north. So that will approximately roughly about 8 hours, between 8 to 9 hours. And the third row would be Kuala Terengganu to KL Central. So as you can see there, so if someone wanted to go to the KL Central, for example, from Kuala Terengganu, they can actually take a train ECRL from Kuala Terengganu to ITT Gombak, roughly approximately about 3 hours, and another 40 minutes journey from ITT Gombak to LRT Kelana Jaya, and it will be connected at KL Central with all the major connectivity, MRT model, ERL over there. And of course, the last part would be Kota Sas in Pahang. If passenger wanted to go to Subang Jaya, Selangor, so it roughly would take them about 2.5 hours for the journey time. So I think that's all. Can I invite Chairman to proceed? Minister, Dr. Wee-Ka-siong, my colleagues from transport, members of the media, and also everyone here. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. Firstly, if I may, I would like to convey on behalf of Pasarana our appreciation to the government, and especially to you, Minister Sir, for having the foresight and also for the vision to ensure we have a complete MRT3 rail system in the country. That's an important decision by the government, because the way Pasarana sees this actually is that it helps the public transport ecosystem in the country, and especially in Klang Valley. Before I go to my slides, I must highlight that because of the pandemic, we face many challenges. At its height, our ridership before pandemic was 1.25 million a day. And in the worst times of the crisis, our ridership was less than 300,000. Of course, now it is improving. With the MRT3 line, we believe, we are confident, that we will be able to achieve the 40% model share set by the government by 2030, and our ridership will increase to more than 2 million a day by the time MRT3 is completed. If I could highlight, I have 3 slides. The first slide indicates, as we mentioned by my colleagues from KTMB and ECRL, Dr. Zarif earlier on, the connectivity. MRT3 is what we call complete rail system in Klang Valley. It provides connectivity across major rail lines, and for Pasarana we operate 5 of these lines, 2 MRT, MRT1, MRT Kajang, MRT Putrajaya, LRT Ampang, LRT Kelanjaya, and also monorail. Why this line is important? Because it enables people, passengers, rakyat, to be able then to interchange, to go to their destination faster, and enable economic growth. I'd like to highlight there are 10 interchange stations that have been highlighted, and interchange with many various rail lines. We also support the proposal by MRT3 regarding ensuring that there are TODs along the lands surrounding the station, especially on affordable housing. So that is very key. In this regard, our view that ridership will significantly improve with the completion of MRT3. We wish to highlight as well the vision that we have for the future of public transport. In this regard, if you look on the left-hand side, Pasarana as an operator of rail lines in Klang Valley wish to enhance the experience and mobility ecosystem in Kuala Lumpur and the Greater KL. If today we are driven by Pasarana's origin and destination and an untapped digital opportunities, the vision that we see for the future, that we see is sustainable end-to-end mobility and ecosystem enablement. This is an important point, because as we strive to attract passengers to public transport, we must elevate and enhance the experience. The first point that we are looking for is driven by customers' origin and destination points. This is critical because one of the challenges we face and that we see is the first and last mile connectivity. How do you move from your house to the bus station or even to the rail station? This is something that we together with MRT will definitely improve. The second part is enabling a new urban mobility lifestyle. What this means actually is that we need to partner with many companies. We are in discussions with various companies like Grab to provide that first and last mile. We also want to become more open to ensure that more behaviors or new behaviors of the customer, for example, using bicycles, the facilities for them to keep their bicycles or even bring bicycles into the train are allowed. So in this regard, we are developing an app which we call Pulse, which at the moment plays as a journey planner. It enables passenger to plan their journey from, for example, from Sungai Buloh or to KLCC. You give the fares, you give the time, you even give the time when the bus or rail will arrive. Hopefully with this application, it will enable people to have a greater experience for public transport. But not only that, item number, partnership with e-hailing providers. There are multiple companies now providing that first and last mile. We want to partner with them. And also, if I may, integration with mobility users actually. So with this part, so we see this in totality, it's not just bringing people from A to B, it's providing a mobility ecosystem so the rakyat will benefit from the completion of MRT3, but also an integrated public transport rail system in the country.
this is my last slide as well. One of the programs that is being led by Ministry of Finance and also MOT is with regards to an integrated common payment system. At the moment, you're using touch and go. The government is undertaking a process to select a company. They will provide this actually integrated payment system. What this means actually is that when you are taking public transport, you don't have to have double charges. So you have used one card, they can use from KTM, from MRT, or even LRT, or even monorail. So that is the idea. So with these improvements, not just, as Dr. Zahid mentioned, it's not just an infrastructure work, it's an ability for us to be able to transform the lives of Malaysians in Klang Valley by having great infrastructure, but also a great experience when taking public transport. In that regard, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Tuan Azharuddin.